Hey scholars, today we will learn about rocks. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to know what a rock is and the three main families of rocks. Before we begin, let's activate some prior knowledge. What is a mineral? What are two major classifications of minerals? What are the properties of minerals? Take 1 minute and answer these three questions. Remember to pause if you need extra time. What is a mineral? A mineral is a natural, inorganic, solid formed in the earth crust. What are two major classifications of minerals? Minerals can be classified into silicate and non-silicate. Silicates are minerals that contain atoms of the element silicon and atoms of the element oxygen. What are the properties of minerals? Some of the properties that you can easily observe and touch in minerals are color, streak, luster, cleavage, and hardness. Rocks. Rocks form part of the natural world. Rocks can be found throughout the entire planet. There is a variety of colors found in rocks, and most of these colors exist because of their internal composition. Geologists study not only the crust of the earth, but also the forces and the processes that act upon the rocks of the crust. What is a rock? A rock is a naturally occurring solid made up of minerals. There are three types of rocks in geology: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. The image showing the rock in black is obsidian. An obsidian is an igneous extrusive rock which is formed from lava. The rock sandstone is a sedimentary rock formed from cementation. And marble, as shown in the image all the way to the right, is a metamorphic rock formed from pressure and heat and is also known as a regional metamorphic rock. Igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are molten rocks formed from magma. When molten rocks form, they cool and harden. And as they harden, they form igneous rocks. Igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are rocks formed from molten rocks. And these molten rocks are either magma or lava. What is magma? Magma is a hard semi-fluid of molten rock found in the earth crust. As you can observe in this image here, magma can be found below the surface and not in the top. And now that we know about magma, what is lava? Lava is a hot semi-fluid of molten rocks that has reached the surface. Semi-fluid. And what is semi-fluid? A semi-fluid is a property of viscosity that has both solid and liquid characteristics at the same time. Remember from chemistry, viscosity is the fluid's resistance to flow. Magma, as you can see in this image, magma can be found below the surface in the earth crust. When magma moves up and reaches the surface, it becomes lava. Lava is the semi-fluid that you can observe in this image leaving the volcano vents. Igneous rocks can be divided into two types: intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks. Intrusive rocks. Intrusive rocks form from the cooling of magma deep below the crust. These rocks are so named because the magma that forms enter into other rock masses beneath the earth. The magma then cools and hardens to form intrusive igneous rocks. The word in and intrusive mean inside. The image shows a picture of granite. Granite is an intrusive rock that formed from the crystallization of molten rocks below the Earth's surface and contain minerals such as orthoclase feldspar, biotite, quartz, and mica. Extrusive rocks. Extrusive rocks form from the rapid cooling of lava above the surface. The image to the right shows a picture of the rock basalt, which is an extrusive rock made up of minerals such as feldspar and pyroxene. Basalt is formed above the surface. Now, let's put what we have learned into practice and answer the following two questions. Number one, what are igneous rocks? Number two, observe the image below and identify where extrusive rocks form and where intrusive rocks form. Take 1 minute to answer these questions. Remember to pause if you need extra time. What are igneous rocks? Igneous rocks are rocks formed from molten rocks. Where extrusive rocks form and where intrusive rocks form. As you can observe in the image, intrusive rocks form below the surface in the earth crust from magma. And extrusive rocks form on the surface from lava. The second type of rocks that we're going to discuss is sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are rocks formed from sediments. A sediment is any type of matter that can be transported by fluid and deposited in layers of rock. Sedimentary rocks are rocks formed from sediments. Sedimentary rocks form from two main processes: cementation and compaction. In cementation, water carries dissolved minerals through sediments. In cementation, minerals are held and cemented together. These minerals are left between the fragment of sediment and provide a cement to hold the fragment together. As you can see in the image to the left, the sedimentary rock conglomerate is a good example of cementation. You can see pebbles. You can see different cementation. This rock consists of large pebbles cemented with minerals held together. In compaction, extreme pressure pushes the fragments together and squeezes out air and water from between the fragments. Let's put into practice what we have learned today. What are sedimentary rocks? What is the difference between rocks that form from compaction and cementation? Take 1 minute and answer those two questions. Remember to pause if you need extra time. Sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are rocks formed from sediment. And what is the difference between compaction and cementation? In cementation, water carries dissolved minerals through sediments, and in compaction, extreme pressure pushes fragments together and squeezes out air and water from between the fragments. In very simple terms, you can say that in cementation, water carries dissolved minerals, and in compaction, extreme pressure pushes the fragments together. The third type of rock that we're going to discuss is metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks form from the changing of one type of rock to another by heat, pressure, and chemical processes. Metamorphic rocks form from the changing of one type of rock to another by heat, pressure, and chemical processes. There are two types of metamorphic rocks: contact metamorphism, and regional metamorphism. Contact metamorphism is one type of metamorphism that occurs when rocks come together into direct contact with magma. As shown in the image to the left, we can see the rock slate. The metamorphic rock slate forms when it comes into contact with magma. Regional metamorphism occurs when rocks are exposed to the heat and pressure of tectonic activity. As you can observe in the image to the left, the metamorphic rock, schist, is a type of rock formed from the heat and pressure of tectonic movements. Let's put what we have learned into practice and answer the following 8 questions. What is a rock? What are the 3 types of rocks? What are igneous rocks? What are 2 types of igneous rocks? What are sedimentary rocks? What 2 processes form sedimentary rocks? What are metamorphic rocks? What are 2 types of metamorphic rocks? Take 4 minutes and answer the following 8 questions. Remember to pause or rewind back.